We're starting a recording before doing a recap. Aren't we in the modern age?
Oh, wow.
So, a little bit of a recap on last session. So, as you guys, as our intrepid bunch of adventurers, Ignium Cete, continued their trudge through the fallen city of Waterdeep, they managed to make their way through the sewers, fighting off a gang of risen Scarlet Hood ruffians, dispatching them, and managing to correctly navigate their way towards the Took in the northeastern side of the city. Upon finding the Took, you found that it had been pretty much completely destroyed. The Hallow spell keeping the area sacred and free from undead, while the remaining few survivors lived out a meagre existence in a tunneled out hovel underneath the foundations. You spoke to Johanna, who gave you an update on the situation. It was not great. It was not good. It was a bit of a bleak update. They also advised you that Hasai was out collecting supplies, who you encountered quite soon after he was caught by the strange undead bone claw creatures who attempted to abduct him as he tried to escape the area. You managed to save him. Vala took some damage. You guys took a bit of a hit, but you were able to successfully save Hasai. Speaking of Vala, on that. With that, you began making the trudge towards the centre of the city, to where the castle and the noble district had once stood, which was now rubble and ruin. Passing by a zoo on the way, Giovanni found himself an undead elephant, also known as the Skelephant, and was successful in bringing it under his dominion. As you approach the tower, you can see it was guarded. The outside was guarded by a small force of abominations, skeletal mages, and undead guards. Sending the Skelephant and its riding ghouls in bravely ahead, you managed to distract a number of the forces from the outside of the Obsidian Tower, leaving a token force behind, guarding the front gate as Skeletor the Skelephant disappeared into the darkness beyond. As you made your way towards the tower, a explosion caught your ear as you turned and saw the Badger Barge dropping in flames as it crashed in the northern side of the city, being harried by Gloomstalkers and the like, but its fate currently unknown. Then that is pretty much where we left off, as you guys rush towards the entrance of the tower, as several of these undead creatures notice your arrival and prepare for battle. So we're going to jump straight in. With this one, we're going to jump straight into a little bit of combat. So, Ignium Cete, could you all roll me some initiative, please?
Can I ask a quick question?
You can.
Would Geo know if the Skelephant were to die or to basically end its command?
Potentially.
And how far away is he now, do you know?
The Skelephant isn't far. So you guys followed the Skelephant as it stampeded. The Skelephant moves fast, but you don't know where it's gone or how far away it is. Its actual location is unknown, but Geo would know that it's still alive.
Okay, perfect.
In inverted commas.
The rolls are so bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A 4 and a 1 to begin with.
Okay then. So.
It's not controlled by Nathan characters get to go.
Yeah, so I'm just going to play with myself for a little bit. So you guys hang back and just watch the show. So, okay then. Let's get rid of the nice, happy Skellige music and put some evil, fighty music on. See if it works. Hey, it worked for once. Okay then, so top of the round, Zin being at the front. And Zin's going to do what... Oh, Zin is just out of reach from that one, but he can get there. So Zin is going to... Okay, so Zin currently only has 2 rages left. This seems to be quite a small fight. Do you guys want to activate Rage or not?
No, keep it.
Okay. By the way, Ranos, we've lost you again, visually. So Zin is going to run up and is going to go ahead and make 2 strikes against this skeletal mage. Wow. Wow. Okay. First one misses. The second one does hit, though, and deals 12 points of piercing damage, as he just doesn't feel the same without his anger. Vala, crossbows in hand, is going to go ahead and she's going to move 30 feet forwards. There, perfect. Move 30 feet forward and is going to unload a volley into the abomination. She makes 3 shots. She really keeps track of her ammo. We're going pew, pew, pew. Wow.
Ooh!
The fuck have I done this to myself? Okay. So 13, 24, 30, 42, 48, 55, 58 points of damage. Woo! That's a lot of damage. As apparently Blood Hunter again is a Ghost Slayer. Blood Hunter is quite good at killing undead. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, Skeletor. What's he going to do? Okay, Skeletor is going to stay where he is, looking at the area in front of him, and he's going to, with a chitter and a growl, he's going to point towards Vala and going to kick off a spell as he casts Fireball, which is centered just behind Vala, so it will hit everyone but Zin. So if I could have everybody make me a
Counterspell.
Oh,
Okay, you're burning counterspell?
Mm-hmm.
What level?
3rd.
3rd. Okay, if you can make me a roll, please.
Charisma roll? What was it?
Yeah. It's just make it. It's the same as your attack roll for spells.
it's not the same as because you don't have proficiency to counter spell.
So it's a natural 2. Unfortunately, that actually I did only roll. Okay. I did only cast it at 3rd level actually, so the counter spell does work. So you're okay. Sorry. So boom, the spell fizzles as counter spell is burned. Ranos, you're up. Skaith, you're next.
Yep.
On the fat guy.
Okay, a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw.
It's still not updated. 19.
Vala hit the fat guy.
Cool.
I don't think the abomination is going to make it that Wisdom saving throw with its -2. No. So he has disadvantage on his next attack, which I'll do with a little purple dot. Okay. Oh, Nira, could you roll yours again? I'm not seeing you in the initiative tracker. Sorry.
It's just 7, it's all the way at the bottom. You have to reorder it.
I'm not seeing it on my display, but let's have a look.
It's not on
All the way at the
display.
bottom.
I'll add you in manually on my side. So, E7. There we go. Boom.
It took me a second to get my stuff to work.
That's alright. So it's not come through on the side yet, but it's okay. We've got you in there now. So, I have a feeling Skaith is going to go before Jojo. So, Skaith, you're up.
Yes. I'm going to move action or bonus action dashing,
Okay.
and I am going to move here. I'm also going to be about 20 foot up in the air,
Okay.
and I'm going to hit this guy twice
Okay.
with advantage because he hasn't gone yet.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, the fat guy did take 8 damage. You're right. Sorry. I forgot to take out the wisdom damage away. Okay. A sneaky critical. Welcome, Jacob.
Oh! That's all I see.
Wow. So, 42? 52 damage. Not bad at all. As Two small tornadoes explode, rattling the bones of the skeleton as you can hear him chattering like a xylophone. But he still stands, just about.
Cool. And that is my turn.
Okay, Jojo, you're up. Nira, you're on deck.
I was gonna go ask which one looks the most damaged, the fat guy or the guy at the bottom, but I'll go for the guy at the bottom.
The guy at the bottom's not looking good.
Cool, I am gonna cast Toll the Dead on it.
Toll the Dead.
I am probably just kill it so that people can move on.
It's a wisdom save, I believe, right?
Yes.
Only an 11.
No. So
So-
22 points of damage.
He asks who the bell tolls for, and it tolls for him. And he just explodes into a pile of bones. One day I'll make a different joke. Anything else?
I'm gonna move 30 feet down just so we're a little less hostage. Just mapping out movement. That's a bit too. About here. There we go.
Does that work?
There we go, got it.
Okay. Neri, your turn. Abomination. Go on.
Sorry, quick question. So we've seen that they still take necrotic damage. The same.
Yes.
Yes, perfect.
Some of the things that you have fought do take have taken necrotic damage. Some of them haven't.
Okay,
The bone claws, for example, did not.
cool.
So, Neri, you're up. Abomination. I'm on deck. Then Geo. So I can take away. I'll take Geo's sheet away from you while I think about it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. Save changes.
So we've only got 2 of these guys left alive.
So there's only the skeletal mage at the top who's just been counter-spelled, and Fatboy Slim in the middle. Who's
Okay.
currently being viciously mocked by the bard.
Nice. I'm trying to stick cantrips, but I'm going to do a another twin firebolt.
Okay, go for it. Fire away.
Let's see
Hilarious.
that, and then hit.
Okay, so
hit
one,
the
hit,
other thing.
one of them hits the fat guy, and then roll your second one for me. And
I'm
roll
not
damage.
seeing them come up, so
That's fine. So it's 27 and a 16, so they both hit. These guys do not have a high armor class. So if you roll
Nice.
damage for me, if you can,
I can't.
I will roll the damage for you. So the first one is an 18, and the second one is a 17. Good damage rolls.
Nice.
Pew pew, as they both take damage. Okay, and you're happy to stay where you are, or do you want to move in a little bit? You've got quite a good spread going on at the moment, to be honest.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay then, the Abomination's turn. He's going to move towards Zinrus, and he's going to go ahead and make himself a couple of slam attacks with his blubbery arms. So first one, I mean they're all at disadvantage anyway, because Zin. Okay, so the first one hits, and the second one misses. No, they all three hit actually, because the first one hit. So Zin's going to take a lot of damage here actually. So 36 plus 28 plus 21. So that is 49, 79, 85 points of damage to Zinrus. Ouch. This is what happens when he's not raging, lads and lasses. As this enraged golem of flesh and bodies begins to just pommel away on your barbarian as he kind of holds the swords up to try and defend himself, but is the raw strength of this creature knocking him back and almost to his knees. Did not go well for Zin. Sorry, Tom. Giovanni, you're up. I'm on deck after that.
Okay, I'm gonna try a new spell that I will never cast before.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna, let's see, how big is it?
I saw that earlier.
Yeah. 30-foot radius. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Dawn on these two to not hit Sin.
Yep.
So over here, centered somewhere.
It's fine. I don't know if I have any templates set up, actually. I don't. That's fine. Let's draw
Could be
it.
a fireball or something.
Yeah, I'll put the fire. It's a similar size. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Let's just put the fireball template down because that's fun. Like that.
Yeah. Yep.
There we go.
And then roll, I guess.
So it's a. When the
Constitution save.
cylinder appears, every creature makes a con saving throw, and they have. Okay. A creature must also make the same throw when it ends its turn inside the cylinder. Got it. Okay, so a con save for Fat Boy. Only an 11. Can't roll saves to save my life. And a roll from the Skeletor as well. So they both fail, so you can roll me your 4d10s, please.
This is like
24.
super high level. So the spell just to kill two guys.
It's okay, I'm not fussed. If you want to burn those resources, you burn those resources.
I'm fast.
Okay. Anything else, Gio?
I think I'm just gonna move to there. And
Okay.
then I'm done.
Perfect. Okay, Zin's turn.
Actually, to there. Okay. Just one step further.
Just slowly edging forwards. Okay, at the top of the round, Giovanni, you hear. It did on the first one, but it hit him, and then it broke his disadvantage from his cape. Because it rolled a 21 still to hit. So, sorry, Gio, you hear. As you see rounding the side of the tower, the Skelephant returns as it seems to have been cycling the tower. You can see one guard raggedly hanging off of it, and it's just going to run. It's going to run past. Let's have a look. Where's the nearest route? So let's roll a dice for this one. How close does it run to the tower? Okay, it makes a wide berth around the tower. Vala does a nimble dodge out of the way as it continues to go through. Can you roll me an acrobatics check for your ghouls, please? The two that are left.
Yes. Athletics.
Okay, your ghouls successfully. So your ghouls can either successfully hang on to the skeleton, or they can drop off and join the fray. It's up to you.
There are no baddies stuck on the elephant, right?
No, so
Just
there
the
was
ghouls.
once a guard on it. You can now see like bits of ribcage that are left attached to the horn. The rest of the guard seems to have disappeared.
Then they drop down here.
Okay, they drop off as the skeleton heads away, and you can just hear a heavy plodding sound coming from around the tower. As you remember, there's another abomination following it.
Alright.
Okay. Zin's turn. Zin is going to go ham on the fat guy in vengeance. Okay, both of those hit, dealing... oh, wow. Dealing 22 points of piercing damage. Not a great roll, unfortunately. 2 twos... 3 twos and a 3. Not great. But is successful. Vala he's going to stay where he is. Vala's going to go ahead and consider shooting the ghouls, but doesn't. He's going to go ahead and fire a few rounds into the big guy again. Just unleashes a full volley. Okay, that's more manageable damage. Do that more often, please. So that's 15, 24, 30, 37. 45. Okay, maybe not manageable damage, but plink, plink, plink. As these crossbow bolts strike into the abomination, the radiant damage burning through its blubbery hide as it collapses down onto its knees, dead. Okay, Skeletor is going to move slightly out of the beam, and then
Yeah.
looking around is going to go ahead and try and cast another spell. Before I go ahead and do any of the details, before I go any further, is anyone counterspelling? Okay. So the skeleton points a finger forward and casts lightning bolt at 3rd level in this line. So that's the ghouls and Jojo and Vala. So Zin, Vala, ghouls, and Jojo all make me dex saves, please. I'm aware
That's
half.
just a general spell, right?
Yes, it's not a targeted spell, so it's not like a firebolt, unfortunately. You still have resistance to it.
Oh, can't you fire?
I'll hit you plenty next time, don't worry. So dex save for Zin with advantage.
Both ghouls are hit.
Okay, so Zin misses.
I failed, but I am resistant.
Okay, so let's roll some damage on the lightning bolt. That's not how you roll damage for lightning bolt. You silly person. Apparently I don't have lightning bolt there, so I'm going to roll this manually like some kind of fucking peasant. 8d6. Wow.
God.
Okay, so Zin, 42 points of damage. For Vala.
Zin is gonna die.
Vala, fucking hell. So 42 points of damage to Zin. The ghouls take 42 points of damage. Jojo takes 21 points of damage.
21. Thank
Vala
God.
takes what's his DC on this spell? It's not very high for him actually. What did you roll, Jojo? Oh, 7. Okay, yeah. So Vala does succeed, but it takes 21 points. But that was a hefty spell. Unfortunately, the ghouls are turned into nothingness.
Yep.
Okay. Whew! Ranos, you're up. Ranos, you're muted.
Sorry. I will move away to not get stomped. South.
Okay.
Check if I have any shots left on the good old.
I think you've burned, like, a lot of it. By the way, Geo, when it comes around to your turn, the skeleton is still in range, so you can issue it a command if you want to.
Yep.
I'll give it the level 2 treatment. Pew.
Okay. That does it. How many charges is that?
2.
2 charges.
1 left.
Okay, you fire off, and a number of missiles swarm the target and strike its skeletal hide. Skeletal hide? Skeletal skeleton. And the creature explodes in bones with a bowling sound. Okay.
And then I yell, run inside.
Okay. Skaith, you're up.
I see no immediate threats.
So you see no immediate threats, but you can hear the thudding of another abomination on its way.
Okay.
Somewhere probably around the corner.
Which corner?
Northern.
Northern.
I'm going to get rid of the Dawn spell just for now. I'll put it back if I need it.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
can see it's
going
probably coming from
to-
that direction. So coming round
Okay.
here.
I'm gonna just come into the doorway.
I will say, just you can't see it very well in here. There, so those steps they do lead up to a heavy set of double doors that are shut. So you get up to the stairs, but the doors are shut.
Okay.
For information.
That was the ultimate time. Get to the ultimate enemy, the doors.
This is the real boss.
Do I see any kind of door knob?
So there are door handles. So these doors, these doors themselves, again, the map doesn't give it justice, but the doors themselves it's a large, semicircular open doorway with the doors opening at its apex. The doorway itself, at its widest, is about 15 foot wide, and again about 15 foot tall as well. And on the front of this dark black door, you have these two heavy handles that seem to just be carved out of the same stonework as the door itself and the rest of the tower. You do not see any keyholes, you do not see any other kinds of mechanisms from a very quick glance.
Okay, I'm just going to go and try to open the door.
Check if they're trapped.
So, make me a strength check, please. Okay, so you grab onto the handle and you give it a pull, but there is no give whatsoever. You aren't able to pull it open.
Okay, is that my action?
That is your action.
Oh, shit.
Cool.
Check.
Do I have anything else? I don't think I do. To be honest, I think it's that's all I'm gonna do then.
Okay, Jojo.
I'm just gonna be, yeah.
Yep, perfect. Jojo, you're up. Nero, you're on deck.
Can I get there?
So
No, okay.
you can dash, but that will be your action.
Then I can't do.
Not unless you've got your action surge, so you can get to that.
Yeah. God.
Movement, still your greatest weakness.
I know. I've got so many things I can do. I'm limited, so I can't get anywhere.
Keep them, kill things, kill things, keep things from dying, bring them back to life. Get there? No.
I am gonna run to
Zin.
there,
Okay.
so I can put a cure wounds on him.
Okay.
Do I know what level yet? Oh, I haven't decided.
That's fine, I'll let you come round to that. So, Nira, anything you want to do at this point? There are currently no visible enemies, and you can see Skaith struggling with the door. Just so you know, if you are speaking, can't hear you.
No, I wasn't just trying to get my computer to cooperate.
That's alright.
I'm just gonna move up, because that's as far as I can run.
Yep. Okay, 12 points of healing to Zin.
Can't do much more right now. I'm running out.
That's fine. Okay, Nero, is there anything you want to do just moving up? Do you want to dash and go a bit further? Hold like a cantrip or something for enemies, or...?
Yeah, even with another 30 feet, I wouldn't really get there. So, yeah, I'll just keep an eye out for people.
Okay, Geo, your turn. Can't hear you. Muted.
Is the abomination still coming around the corner?
You can hear it coming.
Then I'm gonna move my thing.
Skeleton?
No, the dawn. A bit.
Okay, so the dawn, like an ion cannon from Command and Conquer, scorching the ground as it goes. Throwback.
Yes. And then I'm just gonna dash forward.
Are you gonna say anything for the skeleton?
I'm gonna. That would be a bonus action, right? And I used that to move the thing.
Because the skeleton just kind of ran through and didn't really have any interaction last time, I'm allowing you just to command it.
I'll command it to come back round here.
Is it coming and stopping with you, or do you want to continue sending it back round at the abomination?
At the abomination.
Okay. Use your imagination, children, as you watch as the skeleton just like... If you've ever seen a dog on hardwood flooring, it's like that. As the skeleton just starts scrambling around and starts charging back. Can you make me a strength check for the skeleton, please?
Oh, I have it.
Oh lord, he coming. This truly is a chonker. Okay, that'll do. As you watch at the end of the round, as the abomination starts to round the corner, kind of gets caught in the dawn spell that it didn't know was there, as the skeleton rushes past all of you, barely skimming the back of your wings, Nira, as the skeleton rams into the abomination, lifting it up with its tusks, and then just keeps charging off into the distance.
Yes, I say.
And the skeleton disappears into the night. Its duty fulfilled. And that is where we'll drop combat. Okay. So, out of initiative now. Vala reaches into her bag and just pulls out one more healing potion that she had. I wanted to save these.
Save it if we can get in. Save it for like 2 minutes. I might do something once we can get inside the other side of the door. We're going to run to the door.
Yeah.
She
First.
pockets the potion again and just says, very well.
Geo, aren't you good with bandages?
Who needs a band-aid?
Zin just puts both hands up.
Yeah, Zin, Nala, and me, mostly Zin.
Let's do it inside. Do it when we're inside.
I am going to try and pull these doors open.
Okay, give me a strength check, please.
Can I assist?
You can.
Can we all assist?
Okay. So, Jojo, with your mighty strength, you walk up and you grab hold of one of those handles and you pull. And there is no give whatsoever. It's not even as you're pulling it, you don't even feel as if, no matter how hard you pull, that this would move.
Can I push?
You push on the door, no reaction.
Okay. Sometimes I have pulled a pushy door before.
Try pulling to the side.
Yeah, slide.
You pull the
Zin,
handles and
yeah.
you kind of pull it off to one side, and no movement at all. You're healing Valor as well.
Okay.
I need
Same amount.
Geo, when you're done with that, can you come and get the other door? It might need to be both at once.
Okay.
Okay, so for this point, I'll let you both make me a single strength check.
Hang on.
Okay, you both grab onto the doors. Are you pushing, pulling, sliding?
I'm doing whatever Johanna's doing.
Yeah, I know, what are you doing?
Yep.
You giving it a push? A pull even? You both pull,
Pulling.
and no movement. No, it doesn't budge.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'll stop him. I can do that. That's I just blink my eyes. I can detect magic.
Okay.
Okay.
You detect magic, and there's a lot of magic all around you. This entire tower seems magical in nature, but you do feel a magical enchantment coming from this door. So there is some kind of a spell on this door, or some kind of
Can I
enchantment.
get to school?
Enchantment.
Okay.
Or it'd rather be enchantment or transmutation. It's hard to say.
Is it stone?
It's made of obsidian, so yes. Kind of.
Would stone shape work?
Let's try to not use our high level spells.
It's from the axe, and I've never used it.
It is a fun spell to use.
If you want to try the axe, then yeah.
Could also shape a stone door. Or its frame.
Fine. 5 feet we can call food.
Have you tried knocking?
I knock with the hand of Vecna.
Clunk,
I kick it.
clunk.
I'm kicking this door.
You knock on the door. Nothing happens. But then,
Alright, stone shape.
as Ranos pulls out the axe, you hear as the door slides open.
See, I told you it was a slidey.
And you are permitted entry into the tower. What do you do?
Good thinking with your hand there.
I as I walk in, I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself.
Okay. So it only lasts 10 minutes, or is it an hour?
10 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so is everyone entering the tower?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I
So
don't
I-
actually have an intro map, I don't have a map for the tower, I'm just going to put you back on the... No, that's an airship. I'm just going to put you on the...
Shed single tier for Dumbom.
Dumbone, that was it, sorry, I forgot the name. Okay, so I'm going to put you back on the
How
water
could you
depot.
forget?
I know, I'm a horrible person. Okay, so as you enter the tower, you ascend the about 8 or 10 stone steps that rise about 5 feet up to a raised dais on which this tower stands. Crossing over the threshold, you find yourself in a very, very short corridor. Probably no more than about 10-15 feet, and there's another set of doors in front of you. The corridor itself is about as wide as the doorway, about 15 foot wide. But there's another small, simple-looking, still made of stone, but simpler door in front of you. And you're standing against about 15 feet away from you.
I nudge Geo forward. Try knocking.
I try to knock.
Okay. As you walk towards the door, it slides open. It's a pushy, for all those that need to know. It's a pushy, and as you get within about 5 feet of the door, it grinds open before you.
Can I pull Geo away? I just want to test if it closes as he gets further away from it.
You kind of just grab Geo by the waist, pick him up and pull him back, and the door closes again.
Can someone
Yeah,
else
I'll go
try
closer.
going forward?
You push Geo forward, the door opens again.
Pull him closer.
Closes again.
No, we're on the time scale.
I
Let's
just-
go.
I
Let's
think
go.
it's a necromantic thing. I think it's channeling his energy thing.
Yeah, but even if it does, we could question the motives.
No,
later.
it's good. Something good to know in case we're stuck somewhere. Well, why it might be happening.
You're welcome.
Plan ahead.
What else can I say except you're welcome? Sorry. So, what are you guys doing? So, apart from using Geo like a divining rod, pushing forwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, going forward.
Okay, so as you head forward into the second set of doors, you then open out into the tower proper. Now, you may remember this tower is larger than the other ones that you've encountered so far. It is wider and it is taller. It stands at its base, about 70 to 80 feet wide, roughly at its widest point, and stands about 300 foot tall, so it's quite a tall tower. As you enter the first area, you can see it is dimly lit inside. There are dozens and dozens of wall sconces mounted on, surprisingly, the walls, which glow with a dull, magical flame. Does not emit smoke, but lights the area inside. The vision you see before you is a grisly workshop that seems to be used for the creation of undead and the performing of experiments. Several large stone tables rise from the ground in various sizes. Some of them have iron shackles bound at the sides, others do not. Along the walls that you can see countless implements and tools, from saws and hatchets to thick metal rods and spools of twine and sinew. Around the outside of the room you can see several piles of offcuts, or bodies, or parts of bodies. Some of them are neatly sorted, and you see a row of arms here, a crisscross of legs there. Others are haphazardly discarded. In the centre of the room you can see a thick stone pillar. It's about 10 foot wide, and has a winding staircase that seems to ascend above it. The ceiling here is quite tall, about 30, 40, maybe even higher feet tall. And it seems to be some kind of a workshop.
Should we maybe send Shadow ahead to scout? I mean, they're probably expecting us anyways, but it'd be nice to know.
Sure.
I can make her invisible with the axe.
No, it's okay. I send Shadow forward.
Okay, where's Shadow going?
So, where do you think, Ranos?
The staircase, I'd say. That
Actually,
guy's
no.
usually at the top.
Yeah, no, it's
So-
fine. I'll join Shadow and we'll become one, and I'll just fly Raven form.
Okay. I will say you can see as the staircase rises up, it seems to then disappear into the ceiling and goes further up.
Any particularly interesting implements?
Make me. Are you just looking for where you are, or are you going over to one of the walls to take a look?
I don't know.
Okay, make me an investigation check, please. Okay, so you have a look around, and you've seen Geo's workshop. It's very similar, but it's like going to the emporium of undead crafting. There is everything here. There are at least, just in one section alone, there are 20 different sizes of saws. Then next to it, there are several two-handed swords, about 10 different sizes. And next to that, you then have more saws with different teeth configurations, and other blades. And you can, just from a quick look, you can see at least 30 different scalpels, 17 bundles of thread and sinew and twine. It's just anything that you could ever imagine. This is a necromancer's wet dream. But you do not see anything necessarily interesting. There are some very off-putting hooks and things like that, like meat hooks that still seem to be a bit dirty and a bit crimson, but nothing necessarily in. All of it's interesting, but nothing stands out, should I say.
Okay. I'll take the cleanest scalpel.
Ting. It is cold in your hand, but looks very sharp.
Is it like a dagger?
No, it's like a precision scalpel. The blade's probably not more than about 2 inches. It would make a very good assassination implement.
So, while they're doing this, because I am conscious of time, Skate is going to be flying up. He can fly up himself, actually.
Mhm.
And he's going to look along the staircase. He's going to be looking for anything, tripwires, anything that could set off. Also with magical eyes, and up, just looking to see where the staircase goes to.
Okay, so first off, make me an investigation check for your traps and such.
Yep. But yeah, I'm making sure we are moving at a decent pace. We're not just standing around.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you do you kind of do a loop around the stairs, and the stairs, they kind of loop and they just continue to circle this thick stone pillar in the center of the tower. You do not see any traps, you don't see any tripwires, you don't see any false steps or anything like that. And on the stairs themselves, nothing tricks your magical senses.
Okay.
However, just ping me the detect magic spell. me check something.
Yes. Put on my sheet 1 sec.
What about the rest of you? What is everyone else doing at this while Ranos is pilfering scalpels and Skaith is doing the investigation? Thank you.
I'm just looking at different saws.
How long is this taking so far?
You've been looking around for a few minutes so far. Not long.
Because I think
I gone straight up.
Yeah,
to
Skaith's
30
gone, but
seconds.
as you're kind of fanning out and having a look around.
as soon as we got in, if it looked like we were going to be there just for a little bit, I'm going to start a prayer of healing, because I can do that low level and hit quite a few people.
Okay, so you're going to take 10 minutes to cast Prayer of Healing at the bottom.
That's what I'll do, even if I have to then finish it as I
we're,
walk.
we're not standing for 10 minutes.
No, even if I have to
That's it.
finish it as I walk, but I just...
I say we're spending like max a minute, sort of doing this.
You're not there.
So yeah, you feel free to start casting your spell, Jojo. Yeah, we've said before that you can do it while walking.
I can do
as
it
long
while
as you're
walking.
moving slowly and not doing anything else.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
also have a cure wounds I can spare.
Zin is
Anyone
looking
needs it?
currently very rough. He's 87 out of
It is
200.
the only spell I can get where I get a lot of people at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't have enough spell slots to not do anything else, so I'm going to do Prayer of Healing, but at level 2.
Okay.
Is it still would be good need a cure wounds, right?
Zin. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's currently missing 114 health. That's not bad.
26.
So 43, that brings him up to a very round 130. And that also heals Zavala up to nearly full. She's 5 away from full. And everyone else has taken damage. I think.
Oh, so are we sitting down for 10 minutes?
No, I can do this while walking as long as I can, as I can start it without
But like,
being in the middle of something else. So
granting things.
you'll be coming back while I'm still doing this, but hopefully we should carry.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, we've literally just walked straight into a room. We've seen a scalpel. We've grabbed a scalpel, and I've gone up, flown up. So like, we shouldn't have spent that long.
Okay.
Shouldn't have spent 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, we're going to see what happens the next 10 minutes, because otherwise I might take 10 points of healing away from everybody.
Yeah.
So, Skaith,
But we're
as you fly up the staircase and you fly out of vision of the rest of the group into the ceiling space above it, and you can see a long, winding staircase continues to go, just continues to ascend, and you fly about 30 feet up, and it seems to continue going up. Are you continuing, or are you going to go back?
I'm gonna just I'm gonna over the badge. Just go, guys.
So-
Start following me up quick.
You speak into the badge, and no response.
Saying, no response. Fuck. I'll fly down quickly, guys, and tell them to follow me quickly. Let's keep
Okay.
a good pace.
Okay, so are you all heading up the staircase?
I pulled you away from the displays. Make it follow.
Okay, so the staircase itself is about 5 foot wide. It's not a wide staircase, and there is no guardrail, so be careful. Safety first. So there is no guardrail here, and it seems to begins to ascend upwards. There's obviously you got your walk to your right. Is anyone keeping hold of anything? Everyone steadying themselves? Or are you just kind of trying to stick to the middle of the staircase, trying to go too far? How are you doing this?
It's not really wide enough to do anything.
Stick it to the wall.
You stick to
Yeah.
the wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Slow.
as you...
Steady.
That's fine.
My hand.
As you slowly make your way up the staircase, Geo, as you place your hand on the wall, on that central tower, you can feel it's warm to the touch. You kind of pull away instinctively, but then you put your hand back on there. It's not hot, it does not hurt, it does not scald, but it is warm to the touch. And you can almost, being a creature of the arcane, you can almost, as you get a bit closer, you can almost taste magic in the air. And as the rest of you get towards the pillar, if you touch it, you also get that warm sensation. It's not just you. So everyone kind of gets a warm glow from the pillar. Nothing major, but there's definitely a heat source somewhere. Okay,
Must be all that ritualing.
so
With the risk of being redundant, there's a lot of magic about.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, so you continue to head up the tower, up the staircase, and heading up past the ceiling threshold as you then head into a dark corridor. There is no light sources here. Most of you've got your dark visions, you've got your lights, it's okay. And you continue up for about another. It's hard to tell. I mean, these things are never certain. But you just estimate somewhere between 30, 40 feet of additional staircase inside this kind of this stairwell tube, as it were. Before the stairwell begin, you can see a light source ahead of you that begins to open out again. Do you continue?
Scathe, continue.
Skate's not here. Skate continues. So, as you guys head
Is he
up...
in shadow form?
He is at the moment, but he's also BRB'd. So, he's back. So, as you guys head up the staircase, you can see a light source, and you begin the first as you come up to the top level, you can see where it opens out into another floor. This one is well lit. You can see lots of sconces, lots of torches lit all around the room. And this section of the tower seems to be comprised entirely from desks, bookshelves, and armchairs. Almost the entire outside wall of this area is covered from floor to ceiling in cabinets, bookshelves, and stands. Just look, and you can see this entire area is probably about 60 feet wide in terms of circumference. It's not circumference, diameter. So you can probably imagine how large this section is. The ceiling is at least 20 foot tall.
Guys, don't touch anything.
So looking around the area, just from a quick glance, you can see that there seems to be some kind of an order to the placement of these books. You probably follow some kind of a coding system or some kind of Dewey Decimal System, but it's hard. You can't make it out just from here. You can see all around the outside, the only gaps in where the bookshelves are is where the torches and sconces light from the wall. Again, in these magical flames that are encased in these glass housings, probably for additional protection mishaps. The area seems to be well used, very tidy, and you can also see dotted here and there these magically animated brooms and brushes that seem to be tidying the zone. And again, the stone pillar staircase that you're standing on just continues to rise upwards.
Do you think Xathus has been under the city the whole time? Since he was killed?
It's not impossible.
Looks like it. He probably wrote half of these books himself. Too bad they're gonna be destroyed.
Exactly. Let's just keep going and we can deal with this when the time comes.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm sure something can be pulled from the rubble.
Okay, so you can...
On a scale of 1 to 10, how pained does Giovanni look?
Probably a
7.
Based on the bottom level and the top one, I think Giovanni is currently thinking, do we have to destroy this tower? I do need a new house. So, you guys continue upwards?
Yep.
Okay.
There's nothing... Can we look under L for liches on how to kill them?
You can go and investigate the bookcases and such, or you can continue walking.
So it's a ring?
Yeah,
So the center stick is the ring around?
So
Maybe
it looks
have a
like
look around.
the way the tower's done is you've got this this central heavy pillar that runs throughout the center of the entire tower, which is what the staircase revolves around, and then it seems to break out into floors of just large, wide open spaces. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I repeat, do not touch anything.
Okay. Okay, so you
Should we have a look at the floor? Maybe there's another way that goes up on the other side.
What do you mean?
I'm not hearing no's. Let's have a quick
I'm
once around.
busy. I don't know how long it's been.
I'll say by now you cast your spell.
Oh, thank you.
Let's give it a once around. Shouldn't be too. I mean, looking from the inside of the stairwell, it would be a quick walk around, right?
Yeah, I mean
If we keep
you're
this simple.
curling around it anyway, so as you kind of, if you do one round of the pillar, all you can see is these wide open spaces. You can see the ground is littered with different rugs and tapestries, and this is just a giant library. There are no other doors. You can't see any other pillars. You don't see. You do see a couple of windows dotted around, but nothing in your immediate look around as a kind of like a quick cursory glance catches your eye.
We still need to find Tyrell.
She's up. She was up.
Yeah.
So
We are up. We need to go further up.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
You continue heading up.
Mhm.
Okay, Skaith, are you rechecking or?
Yeah, I'm checking the whole time.
Okay, give me another investigation check, please.
Wait,
Okay. You as you're going, you keep checking for traps, looking for anything magical or physical, and nothing catches your eye as you're moving your way up. This tower seems relatively safe. It's interesting. It's all an illusion.
Teams.
So you continue heading up the stairwell. You spend the next 4 or 5 minutes continue to ascend up, and up this spiral staircase. Kind of keeping a steady pace, but not going quick, not going slow. After another couple of minutes, you start to you can see a light source ahead of you once again, but this time it's accompanied by something else, a scent. You all catch it. It's pungent. It's a strong smell. It smells like baked bread.
The kitchen, maybe?
pungent bread.
It's like just like that, you know, that fresh loaf smell, just as it comes out the oven. As you continue upwards, the floor opens up once again, and this time you can see what appears to be a large kitchen and storage area. You can see cupboards. You can see barrels with goods on them, cabinets filled with bottles of various substances, several very large, very old-looking stoves and ovens, and a very elaborate kitchen setup. And you kind of you get that smell, and you look over, and there's probably about 20 feet from where you are, there's kind of like a kitchen centerpiece, and on top of it you can see a small platter. And on it, there are 6 cupcakes. And a note.
No. Okay.
Eat them.
Should we at least read the note?
I'll fly over quickly and just have a look down and I'll read it out loud. I won't touch it, I'll just read it out loud.
Okay, you look down at the note, it says, "Dear Ignium Cete, I prepared these for you. I poured my souls into them. They're to die for." And then it's just signed with an X.
Well, through all the years, he seemed to have kept a sense of humor. And I mean, baking, maybe it's all just in the search of the perfect loaf of bread. It's not really about undeath, it's just a side effect.
And Skaith, as you have a look at this, you can see there are 6 very well-formed little cupcakes, and they all have a very precise swirling of frosting, and they are all yellow. So the icing is yellow. It's like just a very cake-looking cake, but with a yellow swirl of frosting on the top. And you get, now that you're here, you get your raven senses get a sweet scent of lemon.
He poured his soul into these, so is
Yeah.
this the phylactery?
He said souls.
Well,
Can I remember
tomato.
the poison Talia was using?
Sorry?
The poison Talia used.
Yeah.
Do I remember the color?
It was more of a purple colour.
Okay.
I'm just mostly confused.
I'll fly back and now let's go, guys. Do not let him get into your head before we final. Just let's move and let's take him down quickly. He's fucking with us.
What is the
He seems like a nice guy, really.
And
I
you see,
don't
as you're
know.
saying this, you see as the plate of the platter of the cupcakes rises and begins to float over towards you.
Get away from the
Just,
cupcakes.
ooh. And they just kind of stand in
Feels
front
more
of you.
This feels more like a dawn side thing to do.
And it's just they're just floating there, just these 6 cupcakes on a platter with the note.
Well, let's check out the area and then. Nice, I'll say.
You can see Vala like sniffing at the cupcake. It does
No,
look like a good cupcake.
bad.
He didn't even leave one for you. He's completely rude.
I guess that means he is not expecting me to be here.
Well, that
He
means
was
he's
that
not been able to
an
prep
advantage.
that quickly then.
Indeed, this is good information. He is unprepared for our numbers.
Huh.
So, Ranos, you're doing a once around the kitchen?
Yep.
Okay, make me an investigation check.
Kitchen check.
There's a spatula and a rolling pin.
Okay,
I'll take the cleanest rolling pin.
there is, again, just like the workshop below, this is a magnificently stocked kitchen, but only for baking supplies. There is no other cooking supplies here. It is purely a baker's heaven. There are mixing bowls and what appear to be magic whisks that, as you pull them out of a drawer, they start whisking on their own. Bowls of different sizes. The ovens all have multiple rows and shelves. There are drying racks. There is approximately 2 tons of flour. Various sugars, citruses,
Where did you get
extracts,
flour?
vanilla flavorings, lemon scent, actual lemons, loads of stuff. It looks like if you've ever, this is basically the storeroom for the British Bake Off. Sorry, the Great British Bake Off.
Is there also not so great?
I'm sure there probably is somewhere, but apparently these cupcakes, they smell really good. And you do notice there is a bread bin, and kind of peek open, and you do see there is a lovely bloomer loaf in there. It seems to be recently baked as well. And there's a little note that says it. That one's not for you. That's my lunch. But that's what you get as you run around the bakery.
I resist the temptation of taking especially that low. Probably a trick.
The cupcakes,
Okay,
they droop
I'll
down
steal a magic
slowly.
whisk.
The magic whisk, it just sits in your pocket going in circles.
I have ideas for this whisk.
Vala gives you a very strange look.
Giovanni as well.
As
There's more over there if you want some.
the tray of cupcakes begins to float back over to the platter and sets itself down with a sad clink.
Let's continue.
If Tom was here, one of those cupcakes would have been eaten.
Definitely. Well, he
Possibly.
didn't rage, so his demeanor didn't change. So we might have been in luck anyways.
That could be quite interesting. Okay, so you continue to ascend.
Yeah, whisk in pocket.
Okay,
Click or-
pocket whirling around. You begin to ascend the staircase once again. Skaith, as you do your regular checks, there appears to be no traps. There are no physical or magical traps. One thing you do notice as you are going up the stairs is you can see where, like, areas where traps may once have sat. So you can kind of see grooves, and you can see slight inconsistencies in the flooring, where a glyph may have been rubbed out, almost as if the way had been paved for you.
I guess it must have been annoying going around your own house, tiptoeing.
One of the things that's never really explored in D&D, in dungeons. I mean, they really, I mean, why would you put traps everywhere? One day you forget, you get off on the wrong side of the bed, boom, you get a dagger to the face. It's horrifying.
Right?
But anyway, so you continue ascending the staircase. Another 4 or 5 minutes passes before you reach the next level. And as you arrive at this level, you can see what appears to be a dungeon level. Around in this area, you can see as you pop out of the stairway and towards the open floor. This one is less of an open space, and you can see around the outside of the tower a ring of caged cells and a smell of decay. The bakery smelled fantastic. The library was nice. There is a smell of decay here.
So they are open cage, so we can look inside.
No, so they are just they're like cell doors, like prison cells.
Okay. So I
From
guess
where
we'll
you are,
go
you
around.
look around and you don't see anything.
Go around, go.
I mean, they're barred doors. Sorry,
Ah, okay.
my mistake. Ye olde prison cells, not modern prison cells.
Ah, okay.
So, you begin to make your way around, and you catch movement as you see an elven figure stood, kind of looking out of the window. Doesn't seem to have noticed your approach.
Stone Scythe Elven?
Dawn Scythe is elven.
Ah.
That'd be really weird, wouldn't it? It's just Dawn Scythe. Well, I think I found myself in a predicament. Shall we team up? Jojo, you immediately recognise this figure.
Yeah, I'm going to it. I'm not going to touch the bars. So I guess I'm going to try and calling at her through them.
Okay. As you call out, the figure turns around, and you do see the tired and haggard but still alive figure of Tyriel. She's wearing tattered armour. She has no weapons. Her hair is a mess. She looks like she hasn't slept well for a long time. But also does not appear to be malnourished, does not appear to be mistreated necessarily, but just looks very haggard. And she kind of turns around and just blinks a few times. Kind of rubs her eyes and runs over towards the bars. And puts her arms through the bars and tries to grab hold of you.
I'm going to do the same.
There's an awkward embrace, and you can hear her sobbing into your shoulder. You made it. You're alive.
God. So are you.
We're real.
Sorry?
We're real.
Oh. And she kind of just holds you there for a moment.
Can someone open the bars? Can I get her out?
Dave, that's your thing.
Mr. Rogue.
Oh, yes.
Yes, son-in-law.
God.
Open the door.
What do you mean, son-in-law?
Yes, I'm married. Hi.
You open the door with ease. It does not appear magical. It just opens. The door opens, flings wide, and Tyriel just dashes out and lunges and gives you a proper hug.
Lunges and escapes throw.
Slams her. Why didn't you do this sooner, you fucker?
You've given me such a complex.
And just gives you a hug. I knew. Just takes a minute to catch your breath. I knew you'd make it. I saw what was happening outside, and I knew it had to be you.
Show up in a mess without only a vague plan, but causing a lot of destruction.
That sounds like you. That does sound like your group, yes. How is the other one? And she looks over towards a distant cell.
Oh, there's another.
Yes,
You haven't checked.
your friend, your drow friend.
Okay, yeah. Didn't know she was here too.
She only arrived recently. She was not in a good way.
I'll go check.
Okay, so you head
stay with
over,
your mom.
Yeah.
and you can see in another cell, kind of like 3 or 4 cells over, you can see kind of on a hard stone bed, the prone form of Drow.
Not the cow.
Elliot?
No response.
Rattle the door, probably closed.
Rattle the door, it is locked, but the what you assume is Kalioth does not respond.
Cave!
Yeah.
No, I wave him over. Wait, I see tools. Probably my last chance. I'll try it first.
Okay.
Hey!
You unlock the door. It swings.
I'm helpful.
Tyrael says to you, Jojo, when she was unconscious when they brought her in. It was about a week ago. She hasn't said much. I've tried to talk with her, but it's not easy.
I'm gonna just I'm not letting Tyrael go, so I'm taking her with me while I go.
As you kind of support her, you do feel that she is leaning on you. She is not necessarily. She is not weakened necessarily, but is not necessarily of able body. And
I'm picking him up for the carry her. I want speed.
Okay.
I'll
Okay. So Ranos, go.
I'll go over to Kalioth and just gently shake her and Kalioth, it's Ranos. Wake up.
She does stir lightly, and she kind of rolls over, and you can see that she's not in a good way. She is bruised, she is scarred, and she is burnt. She kind of, as she kind of looks at you, her eyes kind of flicker in and out, in almost a lucid form of consciousness. Seems to know that you're there, but doesn't seem to be able to acknowledge you very well. But is alive and does.
I'll give her a healing word, level 1.
I've got potions. I can just give her a potion. Don't you
Too
just?
late.
No, keep those for now.
Okay, so you cast a healing word, and you can almost see the divine magic drop and rest over the prone form, and you can kind of see that she blinks a few times, and that confused and dazed expression is slowly replaced with acknowledgement, and she just gives you
Hello.
a smile.
Hello.
She says, "You said you could touch me."
Me and
Well, same old, huh? You're welcome.
You have my thanks.
Kalioth.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yes.
we couldn't get to you sooner.
That's okay. I'm sure you had your own troubles to deal with.
See, that just proves placeholder as a giant bitch.
He is a giant bitch and a weenie.
I knew it.
We all knew it in our hearts.
Where am I?
Waterdeep.
Big
Probably
evil tower.
100 feet off the ground in the city center, noble quarters.
Oh, that makes sense. She kind of
Were you in the flying thing?
yes, and she tries to roll over and she tries to sit up and struggles to do so. But as you kind of support her up, she accepts and she kind of sits herself on the edge of the bed.
Is Fred here?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask the same. Where's
You
Fred?
look around. You do not see Fred.
Kalioth. Where's Fred?
Oh, that little shit. I think he's still in the castle.
Where's the castle?
God knows. Sorry, Shah knows. Sky, it flies around.
No, why were we brought here?
I think Arundel had his fun. He's a sadistic bastard.
Yeah, he is. So you're sequestered away to that flying castle thing and just have been flying around the south coast the whole time?
I believe so. You don't see much from the torture chambers.
Why did you... Well, is there another answer but for his own fun?
Say again?
I was gonna ask why did he torture you, but is there another answer besides for his amusement?
I don't think he likes those of conflicting faiths. He's every day it was a sermon about how the Chained One will save us, that all the other gods are worthless. And I would not relent. He didn't seem to enjoy that.
That's one.
And she kind of just rubs at her face, and you can see there's like a fresh burn mark that covers a lot of her forehead, and just down over, like partly closing her eye.
Yeah. Can you stand? Can you walk?
Yes, she starts to stand up, kind of a bit shaky on her legs, but manages to do so. And
The city is under siege by water-deep forces, and we are looking at hoping to destroy Xanthus and his posse, or what's left of them.
She looks over to Jojo and Skaith. You two, do you have a holy symbol that I can use?
Yeah. My shield. I have her symbol on.
Okay. May I?
Yeah.
She kind of takes it. She takes the shield from you with the crest of Shah and just kind of holds it tightly to herself, and begins muttering under her breath. And you can almost feel, you almost see not a divine glow, but a divine shadow kind of almost envelopes her for a moment, and she suddenly stands stronger on her feet. Oh, it's been so long. Thank you, my lady. Do you mind if I hang on to this? I am quite powerless without it.
Look, the Echo. Sure. As I pull out my platoon sword and I go, fuck it, let's go.
She takes the shield. Okay, I feel better.
What do you know about the enemy? Anything
Xanthus?
useful to share from your sides?
I do not. I have not been with it recently. Tyrael pipes up. I have been here for some time. I have spoken with this Xanthus person. He's a strange man.
What's with the cupcakes?
He loves to bake, he says.
But can he eat?
He doesn't. No, he does not.
Well,
However, he said that when I questioned him, he said everyone needs a hobby. And I just didn't quite understand, but he does make some wonderful bread. I've been well looked after. He may be the scum of the earth and probably one of the most evil people that I've ever met. But he's accommodating.
well, that's good to know.
He would often come to sit and talk. He said that his normal minions aren't quite so receptive. And it was nice for someone to talk to.
So what do you talk about?
Just everything. He's lived a long time and has many stories to tell. Very interesting, actually. If he wasn't my enemy, he would make a good ally.
Mom, stop with the harp frame.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
No. He is definitely a dangerous man. He has, from what I have gleaned, he is proud. He is proud of his accomplishments. He feels himself untouchable. He talked about how we would almost welcome you into his home, just so that he could slay you. I told him that would never happen, and he just laughed. He would.
I was there about that.
He would snap. He has a rage to him. It's quite scary. But he never harmed me.
Well, that's good.
But, and I know that you have fought many foes, but I don't think you've ever fought one quite like him.
How so? I mean,
He's-
from the old undead thing.
He dances. I know a little bit of magic myself. It comes with trade, but the way he understands the arcane. He was there when the first magics were woven. He knows far more than I could ever dream to understand. To him, magic is like breathing. To you and I. Just be careful, okay?
Yeah,
I
but
just got you all back. I prefer not to lose you again.
two things.
Yes.
So liches have this nasty thing where they keep coming back to life.
I am.
Did he ever talk? Maybe he overstepped and revealed something he shouldn't have. Anything that might allude to the location or the thing that is his phylactery.
He did not. He was clever with his stories, always telling enough to keep it interesting, but keeping things back, keeping his secrets to himself. He
Question. What were the things he seems the most proud of? Just in general.
and she kind of gestures around. The towers. He built them all.
Okay.
Some foresight, alright.
But why don't we just tell him that they're ugly and useless and revoke them?
If you'd like
Yeah.
to earn his ire, I'm sure that would be a grand idea.
Angry people
Probably
don't
already have.
think. Angry people don't focus on being fancy and skills. They just focus on lashing out, which means we can get him in.
Oh, that's so insightful, Jojo.
I know myself.
He is waiting for
Yeah.
you, you know. He said he was here not long ago. He awaits you at the apex.
See, I said we should have teleported up.
He says
But
that he said that you would make quite the sacrifice.
Uh-huh.
So try not to die.
We'll do our best.
What do we do with these two?
That was my second question actually. Do these towers, if we should succeed, I feel this tower might come toppling. And the question is, where will you two be? You don't seem to be in too great a shape to be assisting us in the coming fight, so I would see you far away from the city. Safe somewhere. But-
Kalioth speaks up.
Away.
Sorry, go on.
How far away is the northern gate?
From here, about 4 or 5 miles.
Okay.
They'd be better off going to the Tuk, to be fair. It's slightly closer.
I'm just saying it's dangerous territory, regardless of where you go.
Why not send
I
them to
don't
the
know.
barge?
Well, it's a beacon.
It is a beacon, but you are of the divine discipline, yes? Yes. These friends of yours, I feel they could use the help. Or you can send them to safety. Your call. I know what I would do. Where do you think we would be most useful? I cannot fight very much, but I may be of some assistance.
I want to put you in a basket and then keep you there so you can't get hurt, quite frankly.
She puts a hand on your shoulder. Dear darling, I am not some fragile flower that needs protecting.
Yes, but first you turn into a statue and get gone forever. Then you get kidnapped by an evil monster dude creep show and then locked in a tower. You are the definition quite well of one of those theatre princesses.
I must admit, you have not caught me in my best years. However, I was once known as the best spy in the Harpers. But against that one, there's nothing I can do.
Send you to the barge. I mean, at least you'll be, even if you don't fight, just having a good eye out there, keeping an eye on what's going on.
Sorry, what is this barge?
We have a flying ship that shoots things with magic.
It is
Well,
not
we
so
had-
flying anymore.
Also, the city will drain the life force from your bodies. Don't spend too much time at the barge. Do you know where the Took is?
I am familiar with it, yes.
Go there. The ground there is hallowed and will protect you from effects. And if the army did what they set out to do, then you'll probably meet friends there.
Very well, we will make our way down. We will tend to this barge and see if we can assist in any way, and then make our way to the Took.
Don't tarry, or you join the townsfolk.
I understand.
I'm rummaging in my bag of holding. I think I've got a dagger still left.
Vala says there are plenty of weapons in the workshop.
Oh yeah.
There are... Are you good with an axe? A weapon's a weapon, I guess. You'd be fine. Kelios kind of stays, so takes the shield, puts it over her arm with the symbol of Shar on it. Very well. I will see what I can do for your companions. And if you need us, we'll be in the Took. Try not to die.
It worked so far. See if we can go the last stretch of the road.
She kind of dips her head and says, "May the Dark Lady watch over you all." Come, Tyrion.
And you're absolutely sure Fred is not here.
While Dawn Scythe was not my greatest fan, he was quite fond of the small pianist.
I hate him even more now.
The pianist was not necessarily willing, but he had not a lot of choice.
And he's good.
He is. I could hear him from my torture cell, and it made it just that much worse. Good luck, heroes. Come, Tyriel. And they go. And they
Wait, before she goes, Mom. So Tyriel, Mom, person.
Yes, darling.
You met Scaife. Remember Scaife?
She thinks for a moment, and the DM's trying to remember if Tyriel is aware of the Father Mason incident.
No.
Must be. She was there until we were whisked.
And she just
Well,
looked.
Yes,
You can
actually,
see.
she was there after my breakdown. So yeah.
Yes. So she has a bit of a. She looks at you with a smile, and then there's almost a light bulb moment, and you can see the face sour. You have a terrible taste in men. And
Yeah,
then
we got married yesterday.
That is a conversation for another time, young lady.
For tax reasons, by the way.
She says, "Good luck, everyone," and just glares at you, Skaith, and then starts descending down the stairway.
I just whisper, "That's as good as we're gonna get."
I know, right? That's practically a blessing that she didn't try and kill you now.
Mothers hate me. It's okay.
Okay, so we definitely
Also, wait
have
until I get modified memory.
Vala speaks up. I will offer this one more time. Do you want me to come with you? And make sure they don't die.
Growing soft?
I've been travelling with some softies.
Yeah, who would that be?
You wouldn't know them. You're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, right. So, let's go.
Okay then.
Wait, is Dumbomb still alive?
Somewhere outside. Ran
Um,
off into the sunset.
Make him guard. Make him.
Can you guard the ladies to the took?
I use my bonus action.
okay, you
Command
send a
them.
telepathic message to Dumbone and instruct them to assist the bard and the cleric as they exit the tower.
Could they sit inside his ribs so that they could just kind of rest in him and also be protected by the bone structure?
That is
I'm-
both brilliant and disturbing.
I'm now imagining a one-shot where you play as the crew of the Badger Barge, and as you're about to be overwhelmed finally by the undead hordes, a skeleton with 2 riders charges into the fray and saves the day.
Why imagine?
That's something for you guys to run. So,
Sure,
okay,
if you play.
so you look up and you'd approximate from how much climbing that you've done that you're probably quite near to the top of this tower now. You can see the spiral staircase continues to ascend and disappears into the darkness above you. Zid speaks up. Does anyone have a potion before we do this? Still a little rough.
Oh yeah, potions. I have one greater I have left.
I have
One regular one.
4 normal if people want to start.
I'll
Kind
take
of want to split them.
I'll take one of them.
Okay.
So Zin's going to drink a normal potion, 2d4 plus 2. Gives him an additional 9 health. There we go. He's up to 240 now. Should keep him going. Vala's fine. Cool. Okay.
We should probably ask if the she wouldn't probably know what's upstairs, right? Being imprisoned and all.
You get the gist from what she was saying that upstairs probably is probably the top.
So there's no bed chamber.
He doesn't sleep. He's a lich.
I mean, yeah, but having a lie down is nice.
Maybe he does that in the
guests.
library.
you saw the
like an
stone
extra
tables downstairs in the workshop, didn't you?
Ghoulish, but fitting.
So, Ignium Cete.
Time to plan.
One of the final battles now looms ahead of you. Is there anything else that you would like to do before we close this session? Good talk. Good talk.
I'm so annoyed my spells definitely worn off. I did at the bottom of the tower inside.
Your protection from good and evil has worn off, and you are down 1 shield.
Yeah. That shield, I was like, shit, I should have just given my clip here. I was like, fuck, I can't backtrack.
Cleric without a holy symbol is not much of a cleric, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I still have I can still cast. But it's just more than my dice than most.
See if I can find a shield somewhere.
Yeah, I can only be proficient with that shield.
Right.
So, if needs be, I can always call it back if I'm really fucked.
Wow. As Kadoth is about to be struck by the abomination, she raises the shield, deflects the first attack, and then the shield vanishes and gets mauled to death by the last of it. Okay.
That'd be pretty on brand for this cave.
Yeah, actually, yeah, probably. Okay then. So,
Yeah.
I can't think of anything right now.
well, you now have a week to sort it out. So
It's a
what we'll
totally
do
awesome castle.
is
It's a totally awesome castle. They're shooting this.
what we're going to do, we'll leave it there. We'll pick up in a week's time when I believe everyone's going to be here.
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully.
And hopefully.
Yes. Just looking at the.
And then we will have a showdown with Xanthus, Archlich of the Oblivions, first of his name.
Ugh.
So, feel free to use your what you want to do for planning. A lot of options, a lot of choices ahead of you. You've got a lot of resources. You've spent a few resources as well. So this will be more difficult than the ones you've done so far. I look forward
This
to
will probably be worse than the what were they called? The butler, Modern Kane's butler.
Mordenkainen's
Oh,
Butler's a
yeah.
pain in the ass. This one is going to be a little bit different.
It's probably that combined with Zod.
So, it's going to be fun.
Thomas of the Druid was super tough. That's because he kept on becoming a.
Elemental. Had a lot of health, that one. Lich probably has less health. Probably deals a lot more damage though. Until you until you counterspell every spell that I fire at you. But we'll deal with that next week. So, thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, great session, as always.
Some of those books that were in that library. The Beginner's Guide to Blood Magic. And many others in the series. But yeah,
They'll get to tell us all about them in the epilogue, and we'll regret it even more.
that's it. Okay, recording